We've talked about the importance of prayer and setting time aside to be in silence with the Lord. Is there like another component we've totally not talked about yet?
Well, we have other pillars that we do educate on. Play is one of them. I love the pillar of play.
How do you play?
I play in lots of different ways. I love to play sports. Yeah. I love to play with my nieces and nephews. I have a new pup. Her name is Lucy. We play all the time together. I think that play for me is time that is purposeless and a time where I can be fully present. I am newly returning to play some instruments. I used to play the piano growing up. My grandmother was amazing. But like these are ways where people can play. And so if people have like an artistic talent, that's one way. But I think that we have deemed play as a luxury. Or
we mistake play for scrolling.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And it's like, well, one of the a guest speaker that we had on present for us at Reform said, it's not childish, it's childlike. And I love that because some people play and like go to Vegas and like, that's not actually really playing. Right. It's like, and right. And so it's more so like we shouldn't have to escape from life. And so it's like, well, how can I be childlike? And I guess, Matt, let me ask you, when you were a kid, how did you play?
I played different sports. I played basketball with friends in the backyard. I rode BMX bikes all over town.
So you were mostly with people?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's just a good way for when sometimes adults either didn't have the opportunity to play as a kid, or feel like they haven't earned the opportunity to play, or just don't know how. I often will invite them, like, if you did play as a kid, like, what did you do? And sometimes people are like, oh, I actually played by myself. And it's like, well, maybe that's okay. Like to do something creative, have a creative outlet, on your own. It doesn't have to look like playing a sport.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So play is a big one. And I think that we see people feel like, again, they need to earn it. And rather than like having time in their day where they can just be lighthearted and joyful. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep going back to Aquinas. He addresses play in the Summa. You were this. He uses the story of somebody comes up to St. John and asks them why they're playing. And he says, well, could you have a bow and arrow? Could you keep shooting arrows repeatedly? And he says, no, eventually the string would break. And he says, that's right. Just like you need to relax the string, we need to relax our mind. So play is a virtue. You know what I just started getting into is puzzles.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You were more impressed with that than I thought you would be, I'm going to say. But what happened was I went down to the store and I bought in Austria, I bought a 1,000-piece puzzle, which is not what I should have done.
Wow.
I came back and within 5 minutes, like, no. And then my family tried it. And then I bought a 500 one, which my wife finished for me as well. I really think I need to start a little
slower. Dr. Bridget's really into puzzles, and we just got Father Gregory Pine into puzzles. And
okay, talk to me.
Well,
I guess there's not much to say. It's a puzzle.
It's like it's a bit of combining some of the pillars in that it's play and stress management. And it's like, well, there might be seasons where life is busy and full, but like, why don't we have time to do a puzzle? Like what are we doing? And what are we maybe like avoiding or maybe it's like we don't really know how to play again. So like I think play is very therapeutic and necessary, which is why I was so excited because like it fully requires your presence. Like you have to be there.
You can't be scrolling and puzzling.
No.
Yeah. I once had a priest get up and give a homily where he used an analogy. He said, imagine I had a big vase here, and then he distinguished between granules of sand, pebbles, and big rocks. You know where I'm going. And he said the granules of sand, or sand, I suppose, is like those unimportant things that can fill up our life. And if you fill the vase up with that, there's no room for the rocks, there's no room for the pebbles. But if you begin with the big things, then you can put the smaller things and then the sand in afterwards. And I think one of the reasons we don't play is that our life is filled with the sand of technology and scrolling and Netflix and YouTube and podcasts. Like that's another thing. Like I remember once being like, how am I going to clean my kitchen? I don't have a podcast to listen to. I don't know if that's possible. The two go hand in hand, which is funny but really sad because I don't know how, all those random thoughts we have as we walk about and engage with the world, like there's probably a reason for that. Like that's probably healthy. And if I just have somebody else's voice in my head all the time, This is probably not good.
Yeah, it's a bit of an escape or a distraction.
Someone right now is listening to our podcast, cleaning the kitchen, feeling guilty.
Yeah, you can hit pause.
It's a bit of a what? Distraction?
I think it's a distraction. It's more noise and it's not bad, but it's one of these things where it's like, have I created any space or silence? Like why am I listening? Sometimes it's just general enjoyment, leisure, that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it can be educational, also okay. But if there hasn't been any silence in your day, then it's okay to, even right now, hit pause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, play. Well, that's good. I like that we brought up puzzles because, I don't know, sometimes you feel like I'm useless. I got no skills. I can't do anything anyway. But a puzzle.
I'm not very good at puzzles.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of patience.
What's Father Pine doing? You said you got him into puzzles. What's he?
Yeah, we've like slowly been gifting him like more puzzles and we're like increasing the amount of pieces. So, but I don't think we started him off at 1,000. I think we started at 500.
That's funny. I just realized that I think that's how I heard of y'all. Because Father Pine recorded a video for us in which he told us how much of a blessing this had been to him.
Yeah, when we relocated to Virginia, where I did at least, Bridget was already there. He was, we connected with him through another Dominican, and it was just, he's a joy.
Yeah. All right,
I want to tell you about a course that I have created for men to overcome pornography. It is called strive21.com/Matt. You go there right now, or if you text STRIVE to 66866, we'll send you the link. It's 100% free, and it's a course I've created to help men, to give them the tools to overcome pornography. Usually men know that porn is wrong. They don't need me or you to convince them that it's wrong. What they need is a battle plan to get out. And so I've distilled all that I've learned over the last 15 or so years as I've been talking and writing on this topic into this one course. Think of it as if you and I could have a coffee over the next 21 days and I would kind of guide you along this journey. That's basically what this is. It's incredibly well produced. We had a whole camera crew come and film this. And I think it'll be a real help to you. And it's also not an isolated course that you go through on your own, because literally tens of thousands of men have now gone through this course. And as you go through the different videos, there's comments from men all around the world encouraging each other, offering to be each other's accountability partners and things like that. Strive21, that's strive21.com/Matt, or as I say, text STRIVE to 66866 to get started today. You won't regret it.